5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Black, stop playing with it.
Welcome to the No Mistakes podcast. In life, there are no mistakes, just life lessons. And between the two of us, we got a lot of them.
A lot.
I'm your host, Let JBJ.
I'm Shakir B.
Welcome to the show. All right, guys, season 2.
Season 2, episode 2.
Yes,
We
yes,
rolling.
yes.
We rolling. Season 2. We happy you guys stuck with us again. We are back. This is episode 2. And we're just really happy to be back, right, Shakir?
Yeah, we got
Happy to be back.
Listen, I'm really excited for this conversation.
Yeah.
Yes.
We got a guru, professional. We got the man with all the financial answers.
Financial services maestro.
I've been looking forward to this. Mike, what's up, my brother?
Hey, what's good, guys?
Right.
What's good? Glad to be here.
Absolutely,
Glad to be
man.
here.
Right.
Yes.
We have Michael Warren. He's a friend of mine for many, many years. I think days like 2000.
Probably before that, because we was Ditech, man.
He was dying.
Oh,
So
man.
that was like
That's
04.
4 or
Wow.
5.
05, yes.
Wow, we touching 20 years.
Yes.
My boy. That's the stuff. That's a
That's
beautiful
tough.
thing.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
You know, it's like
Absolutely.
20 years and ain't no issues, ain't no beef. It's just
Correct.
all love, man.
That's
So
what's up, yeah.
I
Correct.
appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
So Michael Warren and I have been friends for over 20 years going on now. We used to work together. And Mike is a financial services guru. He's a maestro. He's been in the game for a minute.
Nice.
And if you follow him on Instagram, he's always dropping tips and tidbits and helpful hints in regards to financial tools that's out there, the best thing to do with your money, and, you know, just overall financial health. All right. If we support this brother, he gonna be on
Listen,
EYL. So
Hey,
he gonna be
listen,
the
that's
next
right.
big dog,
I
guys. So
received that.
support my guy.
I received
See
that.
it?
Yes, sir.
That's
This
my
is-
prayer for you, my
Yes,
guy.
sir. I
All
received
That's
that.
what's
Yo,
up.
honestly,
Yes.
I kind of feel
Yes.
like this is going to be one of our most important episodes
I think so too.
of this season. And it's only episode 2 because
Right.
the financial information,
Mhm.
right, that our people need to know
Yes.
that they don't know,
Mhm.
this brother knows it.
Absolutely.
And it's always good when you have someone who looks like you
Yeah.
to kind of give you that information that you don't know.
100%,
So
absolutely.
100%.
let's get it going, man.
Yeah,
Jimmy,
man.
where we starting at?
So it's so important when you have somebody who looks like you
Mhm.
and you feel like you can trust them
Mhm.
to help educate you
Absolutely.
on your financial wellness
Mhm.
and things that you should do with your money, because let's be honest, they don't teach the stuff in school, and they definitely don't really teach it to, you know, people that look like us, you know. So it's important when you have somebody like Mike in the building. You definitely want to pick his brain. You definitely want to get as much information you can from
sure.
him. So I'm happy to have you here, my
Thank
guy.
you, man. Appreciate it.
How did
Yeah.
you start your journey in this field, the process? Like, what got you started?
Wow, man, that's a good question. And actually, you know, Jimmy, as you know, you had a part in that, man. So, back when I first, graduated college, man, I was really trying to find out what I wanted to do.
Mhm.
I graduated from Lincoln University with a degree in finance and banking.
Nice.
But here's the thing, I still felt like I was still all over the place.
Mhm.
I had just at a time, probably about 04 when I met you, Jimmy, I was still living at home, didn't really know what I wanted to do. So I was trying to find something to do,
Gotcha.
Mhm.
And like I said, I remember I was coming home from work one day. This was at AIG, and I told myself, man, I need a financial advisor, man. And here's the crazy thing. I graduated from college with a degree in finance and banking,
Still need
Yeah.
and I still needed one. So that goes to show you, it was just a lot of theory and not really hands-on things that I could apply,
Mhm.
And I kept telling myself, I need a financial advisor. I need a financial advisor. And one day, man, Jimmy hit me up and he was like, yo, dude, man, this good brother came to my church and he did some education and some financial education. And I thought he asked me some people to refer him out to, and I thought about you, and I was like, wow, okay. I'm like, yeah, give him my number.
Yeah.
It took him a while to give me a call, probably about a couple of days, but the brother called me. He came to my house, man, and he showed me some things that I didn't even know. And again, like I said, I got a degree in finance and banking, and here he was just a teacher in Newark Public Schools.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
And he said, listen, man, I want you to come down, see what I do. And I did. I loved it. He helped me get my licenses. His name is Kenny Bryant.
Shout out to Kenny
And
Bryant.
like
Kenny,
I said,
sure.
man, the rest is history, man. That's how I began to get into the field. I began to master my craft.
Nice.
And it's just key, man. Now I do a lot of things. I do, I go up and down the Mason-Dixon line as far as educating people, as far as presentations at churches.
Yeah.
Nice.
I just came back from North Carolina 2 weeks ago,
Nice.
man. So that's
good.
kind of how my journey started.
That's good, man. I love it, bro. I love it, man.
Yeah.
And like I said, I see you all the time on the gram. You dropping those hints and tips and stuff.
Correct.
And I always said to myself, damn, man, if I would have just stuck with Mike, though.
I'll be where he at.
Stuck with Mike, man, I have a couple dollars in my pocket, man. But that's a beautiful thing, man. So like I said, it's an important thing for us as people, white, black, whatever. Just make sure we know how to manage our money.
Correct.
And unfortunately, that's one of the things that, like I said, they don't teach in school, and we really don't have a good grasp of how to do it. So I know for myself, I'm very curious to get some stuff going. I know Shakir, him and I've been talking a lot about stuff, financial stuff for the future. So wanted to kind of make sure we brought you on so you could talk to us, educate us too, right?
Yes.
As well as the viewers. So
1000%.
one of the topics I wanted to get into, my mom right now, she has she worked for a job that had a pension. They no longer have the pension. They sold it.
Okay.
And now she has to do something with her pension. And
So she didn't lose it.
She didn't lose it. She just had to move it. So somebody at her job got to her before I could, but it's at Fidelity in a it's not in the 401k. It's in a
403B.
It's in a 403B. What's the difference between the 403B and a 401k?
Yeah. So really, it's really not a difference. The 401k is through a regular employer, company like, for example, AIG. 403B is normally through for like teachers. Was your mom in the education system or anything like that?
But she worked for the Archdiocese of Trenton, so I think
exactly. So normally with the state, they have 403Bs. If you work for, law enforcement, they have 457s. Okay, but they all work similar, almost the same as far as their tax deferred or tax delayed financial products, meaning you put money in today, you pay no taxes until it's time for you to retire at age 65 or older, whatever the case may be. All right, but that's really the only difference between it. It all depends on who you work for.
Gotcha.
Right.
Gotcha. Is there any way to kind of like, because my mom's 65, she's getting ready to retire, but she doesn't want to. Right?
Yeah.
Is there any, this is probably a bad question. This is when you don't know, right?
Yeah.
But
sorry.
You said that, you don't really pay the taxes until it's time to retire. Is there any way for me to defer even that, where she doesn't pay those taxes?
Nah. So the thing is,
like I ain't gonna advise you to break the law. Like,
unfortunately, those types of products, that's how they work. And one of the things I always try to educate people is that during retirement, man, what kills most people is taxes. Okay. And you kind of got to watch out for it. The reason why is because, let's just say, for example, you got a person who's 65 and they retire, right? But they still decide, guess what? I still want to work because I don't want to be lazy. I don't want to sit home,
That's my mother.
All right. And let's just say she just go get a regular job, and let's say they pay her $30,000 a year. All right. So she's making $30,000 on her job now. All right. She's retired. And let's just say she decides to take $10,000 from her retirement, her 403B, because she just wants her money. Well, what happens is with a 401k or 403B, those you haven't paid any taxes on. So any money that you take out, okay, from that is added towards your income for that year. So if you make 30,000,
make 40.
okay, you take out 10, you just made 40 grand. So
tax you on 40.
exactly. So what you got to do though is you got to see where this is where you kind of got to really get with your tax guy and see where that next threshold is for the next tax bracket. And then you just kind of really want to stay in between. There you go. So, because like I said, man, taxes kills a lot of retirement. And a lot of times people don't know that, you know, but there's something that you could do to kind of help that. But you kind of had to do it, you know, while you were working.
Gotcha.
All right. You know, and I'll just share really quickly.
Okay.
One of the things that you could do is you can get yourself like a Roth IRA. Okay. And basically what a Roth IRA does, it allows you to put your money in after tax. Okay. And that money will grow, you know, it'll grow up, let's say tax deferred until you reach age 59 and a half. Okay. But once you reach age 59 and a half, and as long as that account has been open for at least 5 years, everything that you've accumulated, including the interest, will be tax free.
Oh, damn.
Okay.
All right.
So what happens is,
play.
so check this out. So when you retire, right? Same scenario. Mom does it. She still wants to work. She go get the job for 30 grand. All right. Let's just say instead of taking that money out of the full 3B, she takes it out of the Roth IRA.
Okay.
So when she takes that money out of the Roth IRA, it won't be counted as what?
Income.
There you go.
Got you.
All right.
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
That's how you. That's how you do that. You
Okay.
know.
So that was a dope question, right? Talking about your mom's,
Mhm.
kind of getting some perspective on later on in life when you're ready to retire. But I want to dial it back a little bit.
Okay.
Because one of the things you said in your intro was the brother who kind of mentored you,
Correct.
right? Kind of showed you a lot of things that you didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
I want to start there.
Yes.
What's some of the things you didn't know that younger people or, you know, people in the 30s, whatever, can kind of get into as far as investments? Because it's not a thing that we take time to sit down and learn about.
Yeah.
So you're just doing what everyone else is doing, 401k, 403b, right?
Yeah.
What are some of the other products that people can kind of place their money in that will kind of work a little bit better for them than the typical products?
Yeah. So, I mean, so I'll put it to you like this. If you are, say, a high school student and you are working, okay, the best thing that you can open up for yourself is a Roth IRA. Okay. And here's
even at the high school age.
even because here's the thing. The only thing you have to have is earned income to open up one.
Okay.
So at age 14, you can literally start, okay, open up a Roth IRA just like that.
Okay.
And here's what I know. I know that let's just say you wanted to be a millionaire. A person at the age of 25, if they want to be a millionaire, okay, by the time they reach 65, all they have to do is invest $158 a month for 40 years and average a 10% interest rate. The S&P has done what?
Very well.
10% over the last 30 years.
Yeah.
So you can get 10% in the market, okay? But I'm just saying at 25, all you got to do is $158 a month. Okay, think of a 14-year-old, way less than that. They can be a millionaire 2 or 3 times, 4 times over. Okay. And not only a millionaire, a tax-free millionaire.
Yeah. That's dope.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So that's why I think, you know, to me, the Roth IRA is the best thing since sliced bread. Everybody needs one. Before you even start to look at, you know, individual stocks, cryptocurrency, things of that nature, my question is, are you saving tax-free first?
Got you.
Okay.
Okay.
And if you say no, then guess what? Your money needs to be going in there, because even in those vehicles, you got to pay what?
Tax.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think that sometimes a lot of people are undereducated about their finances, right?
Yes.
And I think the second major aspect is like fear,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Fear of not knowing what to do. So you don't do anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. So how would you encourage people to kind of take that first step?
Yeah. So one of the things I encourage people to do is, get with a professional, man.
I gotta get with Mike. So.
Yeah.
Talk to him.
Nah, like you really got to get with a professional, someone that is licensed. And the reason why I say that is because someone that is licensed, they have a duty, okay, a fiduciary duty to do what's in the best interest of their client, okay? And if not, okay, they can get in trouble.
Nice. Okay.
They get in trouble by their big brother, and their big brother's called FINRA. Okay.
Gotcha. Of course. Yeah.
FINRA will come down on you so hard. All right. You get fines out the wazoo. And here's another thing. If you ever want to check to see how a financial guy is doing, just to see their credentials, just to see if they really say who they are, there's something called brokercheck.com.
Okay.
Okay. You literally go on there, plug their name in, and literally all their financial credentials, who they work for, will come up. So you could kind of do your own homework and go from there.
Gems.
Okay.
That's cool.
I like it. Because you know what? I think sometimes, the other two aspects that I said, and it's also like laziness. Like, I don't feel like doing this. But, when you talk about your money, you got to,
man,
listen, man, you got to hit the ground running. And
anything, bro, you setting yourself back, especially your money.
Yes.
Especially your money. And not having the proper education and being lazy.
Yes. Yeah.
Big trouble right there.
I would say so. Yeah.
You know?
So Mike, what would you say like are some of the hurdles when it comes to finance, learning finance, and because I know you said you kind of travel, kind of teach people about it. Like what are some of the hurdles with people kind of getting into the field that you're in? So
what happens is, what I find out that most people, that hurts most people, is you guys kind of touched on it, is procrastination, man.
Okay.
All right. Because in order for you to build wealth, you need two things. You need time and you need consistency. Okay. And every year that you wait to invest is a year that you probably lost anywhere from 50 grand and north of that, for your retirement.
Got you.
Okay. That's why it's so important, for young guys, man. Like, one of my goals is to create 1,000 millionaires, man.
Okay.
That's one of my, in our communities, and one of the things that I'm very proud of is, man, I've started my own book, my own assets under management from zero. Okay. Nice. No clients, nobody to see. I was going from the muscle, man. And I built it up till now. I have assets under management over $4 million. And that's people in our communities, man. That's all people in our community. So that's one of the things I definitely hang my hat on. I'm very proud of doing, and it's only just the beginning.
Yeah.
It's only just the beginning, man. But again, to answer your question, is really just procrastination that hurts most people. You don't know how many people I come in contact with, and they say to me, Mike, man, I wish I'd have met you 20 years ago.
Yeah.
I get that all the time, man. And then when I catch the young cats, they procrastinate. And then I'm like, I'm telling you, this day you're going to remember it.
Yeah, for sure.
So
I think I was definitely a financial procrastinator, for sure. I don't think I really got into it until like my mid-30s, if I'm being honest. And now I'm trying to like be super aggressive and things like that. So what would you say to someone that's kind of like, man, listen, I started late. I'm trying to hit the ground running. What can I do?
Good question. I tell you, start from right where you are. Because I said, you can't cry over spilled milk.
Of course.
You can't roll off the floor. You know what I'm saying? Right, so, you start from where you are, man, and we go from there. Because at the end of the day, something is better than what? Nothing. You know what I'm saying? So even if I catch you at 35, guess what? You can attain a lot at 35.
For sure.
40, you can attain a lot at 40 years old. Again, you just need what? Time and consistency.
Gotcha.
That's what it all boils down to. Okay. And once you have those things, man, that, like I said, you'll be okay.
So
Gotcha.
Do with that.
Yes.
I started one of the jobs that I was working at. They offered 401k, right?
Mhm.
But they only match to a certain number,
Okay.
right?
Mhm.
And at the time I wasn't making that much money, and I was like, I needed every single penny that was coming out
Yeah,
that
yeah,
check. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah.
I didn't take advantage of it, right?
Yeah.
So fast forward, wasn't working there too long, and
Mhm.
I got the job at another company, which I wound up staying there 12 years. All
Got
right,
you.
and while I was there, my first couple, I would say my first year,
Mhm.
I didn't take part in the 401k, but they matched up to up to whatever you put. You know what
Correct.
I mean? And I just didn't take advantage of it. Procrastination,
Mhm.
not wanting to just deal with it,
Yeah.
Not being educated
not
about
being
it. Yeah.
educated.
Mhm.
And by the time I started realizing, like, damn, you know what? I should have did this. Yo, when I calculated how much I could have made, it was like somewhere like 60, 70 grand that I just
Yeah.
lost out
Damn.
just by not enrolling
That's
in
one
my
year.
401k,
Yeah,
bro.
dude.
That when I tell you that hurt, so ever since then I went to the max. I maxed it
Yeah.
out
Yeah.
from that point. Whatever they matched. If they matched up to 3, I did 3. If they matched up to 6, I did 6.
Yeah.
Do you advise, or what's your thought process on, like, say if a company only matches to like 3%,
Yeah.
should you still go to 6, or should you just leave it at the 3 that they match you? Because
That's a great question.
Mhm.
What I always recommend to people, I say, listen, what you do is you do up until what your company matches, okay? Whether that's 3 or 6%. And then everything else outside of that,
Mhm.
that's when you start to put into, like, your IRAs, like your Roth IRAs, things of that nature.
Gotcha.
Okay. And the reason why I say that is because some companies, some do and some don't. Some have after tax investment vehicles, some don't. And if they do, okay, you got to see if they will still match if you did get into their after tax vehicle. Because here's one thing I'll let you guys know, and everybody should check with their employers. So, and this is one thing they never tell you about. All right.
Of course. Not.
When you go to work, all right, call your HR guy or gal, whoever they may be, and ask them, do they have a Roth 401k?
Oh, okay.
401k.
A,
I've never.
a-
Never.
a-
I've heard of Roth IRA. This
Yeah.
is my first time hearing Roth
yeah,
401.
ask them if they have a Roth 401k.
Okay.
It literally acts the same way as a Roth IRA.
Okay.
Now, the difference between a Roth 401k and a Roth IRA is just that the Roth 401k is through the employer.
Mhm.
Okay. And the Roth 401k has a higher contribution limit,
Okay.
actually the same as the regular 401k.
Okay.
But it still acts just like what? The Roth IRA. Everything that you putting in there,
Uh-huh.
Wow.
when it's time for you to retire, it's going to be what?
Tax-free.
Tax free. There you go.
Damn.
Got you.
So essentially, you could put in your regular 401k. You could put up to whatever they match. Let's say 3%. Right?
Yep.
So you're getting 6% off of that.
Mm-hmm.
And if you do the Roth 401, you
Yeah.
can do another 3%, and they'll match another. So you're essentially getting like 12%.
Yeah,
Free money.
like I said, you just got to see how, because every
Nice.
job is different.
I never knew
Every
that.
job is different.
It's a gym right there.
And like I said, you want to check with your employer to see if you do, if they do have like a Roth 401k plan. Ask them, okay, if I do contribute to this, will you guys still match it?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
the key.
Now, if they don't,
Mhm.
do the regular 401k up until what they match,
Mhm.
and then everything else outside of that, you do what? You do the IRA.
Gotcha.
Okay, the Roth IRA. So
Okay.
that's how you handle that.
Yeah, when we get this episode back, I'm definitely gonna be winding like. What'd you say?
Facts, brother.
All right, gotcha.
Yeah.
Now that was a couple shareable joints right there. You
For
gotta
sure.
hit that share button on that.
For sure.
Absolutely.
So transitioning from kind of like investments,
Mhm.
retirement funds, and things like that.
Yeah.
Do you do money management as well?
Yeah. I help.
Like budgets, helping. Okay.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. Budgets are definitely key now, especially with people who have debt.
Okay.
And the reason why it's so important is because what I found out, just through my years of working in finance and helping a bunch of people, most people don't have a debt problem. What
Yes.
Budgeting problem.
what they have is a spending problem.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if you could control the spending, you could control what? You could control the debt.
I ain't gonna lie, man.
You know?
It's so easy to just be on your phone, like,
Yeah,
yep,
nah, absolutely.
put that in the cart, put that in the cart.
Even me, man. Even me. And
Yeah.
I'm talking to y'all. I have a hard time. I like nice things too. And what I do is I create barriers, you know, to where it takes me, you know, days to get my money.
Mm.
Okay.
Oh,
So for example, if I know if it's in my regular savings account, like what Wells Fargo, I know impulse something I see. Oh man, I get it.
Yeah.
But if I put it in one of my investment accounts,
Mhm.
it's going to take 3 days for me to get the money.
So
Okay.
you really gotta weigh whether you want it.
There
or
you
not.
go. Exactly.
Gotcha. Am I really gonna want this in 3 days
in 3
enough
days.
to pull from this account?
Exactly.
I got you.
Exactly. So those are type of games you got to play with yourself mentally, just
I need
so
to do that.
you don't put yourself in those predicaments,
That's smart, bro. And when you put when you put your money in those investment accounts and you pull it, takes 3 days, right?
Yep.
But you also incur some sort of like
Penalty?
like they take a little change out because you took the money out.
Well, no. The only way you incur a penalty if you take from like your 401ks. I'm talking about like if you got like an emergency account, a regular money market account.
Gotcha.
All right, those act just like your regular savings account,
Right.
but it's just again because you may have put it or opened it with like let's say either Fidelity or Vanguard. It takes them, because they got to process it.
Of course.
All right.
Yeah.
And it takes them 3 days for you to get your money.
Gotcha.
Okay. And that's how it works.
That waiting 3 days be a ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You be mad like, man, I don't know.
It really make you think though.
It
right?
really
Because-
makes you
does.
think.
Yes, it
Exactly. And
does.
that's why, and what I always tell people, I say, listen, there's 3 types of accounts you need to have. You got to have an emergency account, a short-term savings account, and then your long-term or your retirement savings account.
Okay.
Okay. And the reason why you got to have those accounts is because one, emergencies comes up anytime. So you get a leaky roof, car and transmission go, you need that money ASAP.
Yeah.
All right. But then you got to plan for things that you may want in your life, your house. You maybe want to save for a car. All right. You got to save for those big purchases.
Gotcha.
All right. So you create that. And then obviously you have your savings, your retirement savings account. And the reason why you want to have those 2 accounts, because those 2 accounts act like a defense mechanism for your retirement savings account. Because every time, like I said, you pull from your retirement savings account, all right, you get in tax. But not only that, all right, you just to get to that same point, now you got to put more money in.
Yes.
All right. You setting yourself back.
Yeah.
Okay. So it is very important that you have those emergency accounts and those short-term savings.
You're absolutely right. Actually, I bought a new car back in like October.
Yeah.
And I didn't save up for it. I was like, I want this, I'm gonna go get it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
A little down payment, whatever. But then like the following month, I was like, man, I'm a little short. Like I'm a little short.
Yeah,
like,
man, that's that
I recovered, but
impulse.
it was like that impulse
Yeah, man.
buy. I wasn't like prepared for it.
Right.
Yeah.
To drop that amount of money, I did not have anything structured to make a move like that, and I felt it the following month. I recovered from it, but I was like, that's what really made me say, you know what, I need to like budget these things out a little bit
That's
better.
where most of us go wrong too, man, because we see it, it's in front of us, we have it.
Yeah.
We think, all right, I can do it because it's here.
Yeah.
You use it, and then, like you said, next month you're like, damn, hold up.
Yeah.
I might have did a little too much, man. Now you gotta like.
I gotta sit down for a
You gotta
second.
sit down for
Yeah,
a little
you
bit,
gotta sit
you know?
down.
So those are things that people who are financially in tune, they already have that on the forefront, not in the back of the mind.
For sure.
You know what I mean? So it's important to kind of like listen to these guys sometimes and get those gems because since you've been sitting down, a lot of things you've been saying was poking me in my eye, bro. I'm like, damn, like, I'm messed up again.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
for sure.
So it's
Those
important.
those money marketing accounts, those savings accounts,
Yeah.
do they typically have higher interest rates than your regular savings accounts?
Nah,
Okay.
those are just like regular savings accounts.
Got you.
But again, they just not in sight view.
I
You
got
know
you.
what I mean?
Right.
So
Okay.
so like I said, you just use those, and that's where you normally put your emergency money in.
Got
Just
you.
put that in there, again for a rainy day.
Yeah.
Because like I said, at the drop of a dime, you may need that money. All right. Like
Yep.
roof leaks, whatever the case may be,
Mhm.
you need to be able to pull that.
Got you.
So that's
Okay.
why that's very important.
Yeah, man. I was gonna ask you. I attended a financial seminar like last year.
Mhm.
This guy that I follow, he does it every year, and he had an insurance guy there.
Okay.
You guys dabble in insurance a little bit?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
And
absolutely.
he was talking about ways that you go up. I don't know if I paid a lot of attention, but he's talking about ways that you can you can invest in your insurance, your life insurance, right?
Yeah.
To make a profit off of it.
Mhm.
So it was a little bit, hard to follow if I'm being honest.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I think
you
I've heard of
you
that
guys
before.
have-
Kind of like be your own bank
Bank, yeah.
through a
exactly.
whole
Be
life.
your
And
own
I was
bank.
like, how
Yeah.
that work?
All right. So you gotta watch that. All
All
right.
right.
And here's the reason why. A lot of these insurance guys, they don't have financial licenses, meaning like
Okay.
either Series 6 or 63
Okay.
to even talk about investments.
Mm.
It's illegal for them to give investment advice.
Okay.
Okay. And what they have done is that they've tried to replicate investments through life insurance. Okay.
Makes sense.
Now, but here's the problem with that. So, with most life insurance policies, here's what most people don't know about them. All right. There's really two types of life insurance policies that you could get. It's either called cash value life insurance
Mhm.
or term,
Okay.
either one or the other.
Okay.
All right. And with most cash value life policies, what people don't realize is that number one, they're anywhere from 8 to 10 times more expensive
Right.
than a term policy. That's number one. Two, if you needed your money from those policies, you got to pay anywhere from 6 to 8% to the insurance company to get your own money. That's like you going into a bank.
Too.
Check this out. That's like you going to a bank saying, I want $1,000, and Wells Fargo telling you, okay, yeah, we're going to give it to you, but we're going to charge you anywhere from 6 to 8% on your money. Pretty much, they're not going to
Okay.
be your bank too much after that.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
And then the last thing about those policies is that although you pay for two things, you only get one. So what do I mean? So if you got a cash value policy, which can be like a whole life, universal life, variable life, they all really work the same. So when you buy insurance, you buy it for two reasons. You buy for the insurance and you buy it for the savings.
Okay.
So in the event that you pass away, your family should get what? The insurance and what? The savings. Well, what most people don't know is that when you pass away, the insurance company is going to pay out the insurance part,
Mhm.
but the savings part, the company is going to keep that. Okay?
Oh, snap. I didn't know that.
I get why.
Yes. And the reason why they keep it is because in the policy, they only promise to pay what we call the death benefit. And the death benefit is the insurance, not what? The savings. Okay?
That makes
And now some policies have what they call an option B,
sense.
okay, where you can get both, but you're going to pay so much money, okay? And that's the thing you got to watch. And a lot of times you'll hear hear insurance guys say, put your money into an insurance policy, it'll grow such and such. Well, what they don't tell you is that a lot of times the interest rates that they have in there are capped.
Mhm.
Okay? They're capped.
Gotcha.
So it's only a certain amount of money you can make on the policy.
That's
anyway.
it. That's
Gotcha.
it. And if you do a comparison, 9 times out of 10, I've never seen it where it was better. If you do a comparison to the interest that you get in an insurance policy compared to if you just been in the market, all right,
Mhm.
most of the time you're going to come out better, all right, in the market. Why? Because what people don't realize is that when you invest in the market, you get money not off just appreciation. you get money off of dividends as well too.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Okay.
And you don't get those things in life insurance policy. Now, some of them say, well, you can get dividends, but it's really not dividends. Dividends in an insurance policy is just overpayment of premiums.
Gotcha.
That's all that is.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Okay.
So you got to really watch that.
That's definitely not how it was explained to me.
Nah.
It was so crazy because it was explained to me like if you have a cash value, right, your whole life, and you want to pull, say you have 200,000. Say you want to pull out 100,000, right? Like, yeah, you just pull it out, and now instead of your cash benefit being 200, it's just 100. You can decide to pay it back or not.
Correct.
But just know that if you don't pay it back, your cash value is now minus $100,000. There was no penalty discussion or anything.
Not only that, too, if you don't pay it back, it's going to come out of the death benefit.
Okay, see what was related was it will only come out of the cash benefit, not the death benefit.
Listen, so
they were trying to get me.
So anytime you want to get the truth, right? You never call the insurance agent. You call the company, okay? Because the company is on a recorded line.
Got you.
So they got to tell you the truth.
Got you.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So
got you.
And like I said, man, and normally what I do for people who have those policies, I sit down with them and we call the company ourselves with me on the line. And I tell them, I say, listen, don't tell them I'm your financial guy. Tell them I'm your brother.
Right.
All right. You know, say I'm your cousin. All right. Yeah. And then they introduce me on the line. I get on the line and I just start asking questions. Questions that I know the answers to, but I want my client to hear it from them.
Got you.
And then they just start revealing.
Got
and
you.
then that's what we do, man. That's what I do.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I feel like everybody need a guy like
for real.
Guy like
that's
Zach
a dope
because
advocate to have.
yeah,
You know, that's shit. I wish I knew that before I switched from term to home life. I made that switch. I'm like, yeah, okay.
And it's so
cash
crazy
value,
because
whoop-de-whoop.
I have a term policy, and I'm like, man, I need a whole life.
Yeah. Now let me ask you a question. Why did you feel you needed a whole life?
What was primarily to protect my daughter.
Okay.
You know.
Okay.
I think the policy I have now is only for 15 years.
Okay.
I plan on being around for 15 years, right?
Absolutely.
And so what I wanted in the whole life was not only a death benefit, but also pay off the house.
Okay.
And then also that cash value that you just said she won't get anyway.
Yeah.
Right. So, I mean, it's just kind of like the information that I'm getting is coming from the person that by me getting a policy, they're going to benefit more than
absolutely.
than I'm going to
It's
benefit. So
like everything is a sale. Like everybody's selling something, man.
Yeah.
Everybody's selling something, and you know, sometimes you can't really be mad at them because they're trying to get the job done too. But then when we lack the knowledge, we're putting ourselves in a disadvantage. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. So speaking of that, right? So Mike, how do you kind of like go about pulling people in to kind of either do what you're doing or just have the knowledge to kind of go forward and make better financial decisions?
Yeah, man. And that's a great question, man. See, what I try to do first when I'm telling people or educating them or even want them to take a look at what I'm doing, I always show them, you know, why the industry or why to get in the industry. Okay. Why? Because it is an open field.
Yeah.
Okay. If you go to a website called BLS.gov, which is the Bureau of Labor of Statistics, okay, and you put in personal financial advisors, okay, and you go to the job outlook, it'll tell you that personal financial advisors are projected, that industry is projected to grow from 2022 to 2032, 13% above all average occupations.
Wow.
Okay, there's a need. I'll tell you another thing. So I was doing some research and I came across this article on nerdwallet.com and it said,
Heard of it before.
It said representation matters to investors.
Yeah.
Okay. And what it basically said that, you know, for every ethnic group, they need representation, okay, for them. Caucasians need their own, okay. Hispanics need the representation, and so does who? African Americans, blacks need their representation.
Yep.
Now, the thing is that when they started to do the numbers, for Hispanics, they own, as far as certified financial planners, they only represent about 3%, 2.9%, okay,
Okay.
of themselves, all right, in the financial space. Now,
Mhm.
when we talk about blacks, it's even less. It's less than 2%. It's actually 1.8%.
Wow.
Okay. But here's the thing, though. Here's the way I look at it. Because, in the Japanese language, okay, the word crisis means danger,
Mhm.
but that same word also means opportunity. Okay. And I look
Yes.
at it as an opportunity, man, because that lets
Absolutely.
me know, you know what? Yeah, we in danger, but it's an opportunity for
Yep.
people to get into the field. Okay. In 2021, there was about 92,000 certified financial planners. Okay. And most of those people are old.
Mm.
This is an
Okay.
old profession.
It is.
Got you.
It is.
Okay.
Yeah.
They about to retire. So they even need people like myself. So think about that. They about to retire. Our representation is only 1.8%.
Mhm.
So that means it's probably going to be even lower.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's why I urge people, listen, man, you need to take a look about getting into this field. And by me getting into the field, by me mastering my craft, I have been able to travel, man, just off of this, meet so many good people,
Yeah.
man. So many good people, man. And like I said, things is good, man. I
That's
can't
what's up.
complain.
That's good, bro. That's good.
You know, I said before in the previous episode, like I'm a veteran. So when I got out, I got to go to school
Correct.
wherever I wanted to go,
Correct.
whatever I wanted to major in.
Yeah.
And they're going to pay for everything.
Mm.
Right.
Mhm.
I did like business and information systems. And
Mhm.
I was like, just give me a degree. I'll figure it out from there. And
Yeah.
I've been, I've done well for myself, whatever.
Yes. Mhm.
But I'm like, man, if I could do it all over again, I'm doing either finance
Yeah.
or like I'm going to like medical school or something.
Yeah,
like that,
yeah,
right.
yeah.
And I have a nephew now who is a whole superstar. He goes to the University of Illinois. He majors in finance.
Wow.
Because I'm like, he's like, oh, I'm going D1. I'm going to the NFL. I'm like, bro, listen, like major in something that you can use in case this whole NFL dream doesn't come to
Yes.
fruition.
Mhm.
So he's majoring in finance. And so, he's kind of like trying to decide now like where he's going to invest and how he goes about it. So I think that a lot of young people need a guy like Mike, right? Whether it's someone in the family, a friend of the family, to kind of set them on that track to understand finance. Because I can tell you right now, coming up, it was not a conversation at all. In school, at home, among friends,
Correct.
it was not a conversation at all whatsoever.
Nah.
And coming up in a Caribbean household,
Mm-hmm.
like I did, all right, you don't ask your parents what's going on with you don't ask your
Exactly.
parents what's going on with the money. You know what I'm saying? They send you to school just to pay attention. You don't ask them what's going on with the money. You don't ask them what's going on, none of that. So even as a young dude,
Yeah.
coming up, I could see when my mom was struggling and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And at a certain age, you kind of like help list to help them. You know what I
Correct.
mean?
Yeah.
So you
Correct.
can't help. You don't know how to help. But
Correct.
I can see now like the wave, you know what I mean? Like especially with the social media and other platforms that teach financial education, and having somebody like you that's willing to do what you gotta do for your clients, it's definitely change where we can increase that 1.8 to
Yeah, for sure.
5, 10,
Yeah.
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 And a
Yeah.
guy like myself, look, I'm Haitian, we Caribbean. We always have more than one job anyway,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So
yeah,
how does somebody, and I got like 5 of them, right?
Yeah.
How does somebody like myself who wanted to enter that space, how does somebody like myself go about it? Financial background, yes. Education, yes. But if I said to myself, you know what, I'm a realtor, I want to add another layer of onto my repertoire. How do we do that?
Well, good question. So, one of the first things you got to do is you got to kind of get with a broker dealer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And that's basically somebody, who will sponsor you as far as your licenses. Because obviously you got to get licensed.
Gotcha.
Okay. The first license that you got to get is you got to get an insurance license. All right. Through your state. Okay. And then after that, once you attain that license, then you can move on to getting your, Series 6, Series 63. Currently, right now, I'm working on my Series 65 license. Okay.
Nice.
Gotcha.
With that, the Series 65 license, they call that assets under management.
Mhm.
And literally, guys, I'm telling you, for every piece of money that you put in there, okay, it will literally pay you without even having to get out of bed. Okay.
Okay.
Without even having to get out of bed.
That's
So,
really
like I said, it's
automatic money.
so much opportunity in
Okay.
here in this business. But the thing is, just like any other business, you gotta work.
Yeah.
Gotta work.
Okay.
sure.
Listen, when I first started out, people ain't want to listen to me.
Mhm.
And I had a degree in finance and banking.
Yeah.
I probably couldn't have helped them out or anything at the time, but I'm just saying they still didn't want to listen to me.
Mhm.
But what happens is you got to stay in whatever it is that you want to do. You got to stay in there.
Yeah.
Why? Because you got to show people that what? You're serious.
Yeah.
Okay? And once you show people that you are serious, then you can start to pour some value into them.
Mhm.
Okay. And once you start to pour some value into them, then they begin to what? Trust you.
Right.
Yeah.
And then once they begin to trust you, then you'll be able to do business. And once you be able to do business, then you'll be what? Successful.
Right.
Gotcha.
That's how you work that.
Dope, man.
That's what you gonna do, man. You got some work to do, bro.
Got some work to do. Well, you know what? In the meantime, I'm gonna talk to somebody like Mike. I'm gonna talk to
You gonna talk
Mike.
to Mike, not
Yeah.
to like Mike.
Yeah, yeah.
To Mike. Because Mike's been around for a minute, man. We've had these conversations
Oh,
off and on
absolutely,
throughout
man.
the years, man.
Absolutely.
You know, anytime I hear somebody needs something, Mike get a call from me every
Yeah.
once in a while. Mike get a call from me. I send
Absolutely.
him his way, man, because
Same.
I trust him. I believe him. I trust
Yeah.
him. You know, he's talking about he's a good dude, so
Yeah, man.
why not?
Yeah.
Definitely
so
need
we
someone
we
like Mike
definitely
in
at the
network.
part of the show where we do takeaways.
Mm.
Yes.
So
What you got,
I
Jimmy?
think my takeaway was something that you said that I thought was pretty profound. You said over in Japan they
Yeah.
have a word for danger,
Crisis.
crisis.
Yes.
But that same word is also
Mhm.
for opportunity.
Yeah,
as well.
yeah,
I thought
yeah.
that was dope.
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know, for everything that goes on in your life, man, there's an opportunity, man.
Mhm.
1,000%.
Absolutely.
Opportunity, and it's up to you what you do with it. You know?
Thousand.
So, you know, just rolling back the tape on my life, there's 1,000 things I could have did differently.
For
right?
sure.
But looking at where I'm at now, I'm happy with a lot of things I did. So
Correct.
it never stops. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? There's always opportunity. So
That's what's up.
it's a takeaway that I had, man.
I think my takeaway is I need to get this footage, watch it again, see where I'm at, and then give Mike a call. 'Cause-
Nah, 1,000.
No, I think I'm really looking. I'm at a point where I'm really looking to get aggressive and saving, investing.
Yeah.
Word.
And sometimes when I look at like my bank statement, I'm like, I didn't need to spend that. I didn't need to do that. I didn't, right? So I need a guy like Mike to kind of
Absolutely.
set me on a straight and narrow.
You need Mike. You need
No,
Mike
I
to
need.
set-
You're right.
You
I
need
need
Mike
Mike.
to set you
Absolutely,
straight, bro.
absolutely. So that's just my takeaway. I think just to
yeah.
go back and to reevaluate
That's what's up.
financially where I'm at.
Dope.
Mike, what
Mike,
about you?
bro?
You know, man, if I had to say
Mike is the takeaway. So,
At the end of the day,
but
what you got?
here's what I will say, man. And I always, anytime I do a presentation, I always leave it on this note. You know, whatever it is that you want to do in your life, man, it is very important that you do it. Okay. You should always master your craft. And the
Gotcha.
reason why is because your craft is like kind of like a gallon of milk. Okay. So normally if you go into a store, you buy a gallon of milk, there's normally 2 dates on it. The first date is the best to use by date.
Mhm.
And then the other date is the expiration date.
Mhm.
Okay. And normally if you use the milk by the best to use by date, it tastes good. It tastes fresh.
Mhm.
But the closer you get beyond or closer to the expiration date,
Mhm.
all the ingredients and everything that makes of it starts to spoil or die.
Right.
And the same way that those things die is the same way your craft is, man. You got a best to use by date on
Yeah.
it and an expiration date.
I like
Damn.
it.
So you gotta get to it, because every day that you let go by that you don't go out and get it yourself, you're losing it.
Mhm.
And it's sooner or later you're gonna become closer to your expiration date.
There you go.
And then there's nothing you'll be able to do about it.
I love it, man. I love it.
That's
Mike, man, let the people know where they can find you at to connect with you.
absolutely. You guys can find me on Instagram at Bearded Financial Guy. All right, that's my Instagram, and on Facebook, it's just Michael Warren. You'll see me, dark skinned brother with a blue blazer.
Got you.
Oh, man.
We're gonna tag you.
Hey man, easy.
DJ,
Yes, sir.
Put this
Alright.
episode up so
Listen,
people can
we
find
hope
you.
you enjoyed today's episode. Once again, we're in season 2. Thank you for tapping in. Make sure you check my man Mike out. All right, Michael Warren, Bearded Financial Guy.
Yes.
Yo, no mistakes. We out.
Yes, sir.
Peace.
Peace.
Black, stop playing with him.